Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, mini-series, and long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Today, we have not one, but two sessions of Call of Cthulhu, Chapters 7 and 8 of our Caravan of Cthulhu, in our charity week supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We have raised almost $900 so far, which is incredible because our goal was $555.55. But yeah, turns out people love not only supporting charity, but seeing their friends suffer, which we'd love to see. Before we dive into it, we do have just a few announcements to go through. The first being that we are sponsored by Soul Muppet Publishing. They have a ton of really cool games that they have published, but mostly you probably saw our Orbital Blues playthrough recently, and if you didn't, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. It is a very cool space western game. Just highly recommend you go check it out. And if you use the link that Elsie is definitely going to post in the chat, as I am saying this now, and is probably not scrambling to find that link and copy and paste it. I get you. You can use the link whenever it's posted to go check out all their cool stuff. And if you decide to get anything, it does go to support us. And we heckin' love you for it. Other than that, if you miss any of our streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. We have over 300 videos, just so many hours of content, so many great games, so many great casts. Just if you got time to kill and you don't know what to watch, go check out some of our older stuff. It's all tons of fun. And I think that's pretty much it. Our casting call for next month is closed. But we do casting calls each and every month for one-shots and mini-series and whatnot. And if you want to keep an eye out for that, you can find them not only on our Twitter for now, but you can also join our Discord. The link is down below, that big old button that says Discord. It's where we post things like casting call schedules and just generally hang out and be giant nerds. That's all I got. I am going to now pass it on over, let everyone tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, and what has brought them to the Killian Grand Old Auction House. I'm going to go in screen order. So first up is Karish.
I gotta unmute all the microphones. Hi, I'm Karish. You can find me over on Twitter and here on Twitch at Karish Valendar. I do stuff. You can find me here. You can find me on my own channel. You can find me on I'm also the project manager for Paths and Dragons, and we are gearing up for our Halloween extravaganza, as well as some other projects that are in the works. But yeah, I mean, I've not been very active on Twitter because my life has been wild and chaotic lately. But yeah, follow me there. I try to promote what I'm doing.
Yeah. Did you say who you're playing tonight?
No, I didn't because I forgot. I am playing Margaret Maggie Wilson. She goes by Maggie. She is a young British antiquarian. Why did I choose the class I can't pronounce? Antiquarian.
Antiquarian.
She likes old stuff. And yeah, she was. Did you ask that question yet? And
then what brings you to the auction house?
Okay. I mean, she works with a lot of antique dealers, and she's the one that kind of goes out and gets the things for them. So upon hearing about this big sale that's going on, she was like, "Oh, there's some stuff that I could probably get and sell off." So,
do you know any of these other investigators going into this?
I do. She knows Sam. Due to their previous, I'll let him talk more about his character, but through his previous line of work, she knew him, and she knows that he's been kind of having a rough time lately, so she reached out to him and let him know about this sale as well, much to probably her detriment, because that's another competitor, but, everyone needs a boost up once in a while.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. We'll bring the screen back up so I can see the order to begin because I totally forgot what it was. Next up is Sean.
Hi, my name is Sean. You can find me on Twitter at the Sidion, the Scidion. And tonight I am playing Quentin Garrett. He is a bit of a criminal, a bit of a fence. He had a brush in with something dark and sinister in a previous deal, and it's kind of been a bit of an obsession. So he's here at the auction house to sate that, possibly make some money, and also see if any of these artifacts offer any protection in his life against such things.
Beautiful. And do you know any of the other investigators going into this?
I don't know if I know any of them. I've probably heard their names.
Yeah, especially if half of the others deal in antiques and artifacts like this regularly. Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And that brings us over then to Joanne.
Hi, Joanne, Little Bunny Fufu on my socials and on Twitch, but it's FOOFOO instead of FUFU for the Twitchy. I'll be streaming Stray Gods on Monday with the Critical Role cast. Is a lot of them are in there. Normally I play a lot of DBD and Overwatch 2. And I'm also in Regency Cthulhu tomorrow.
Yeah.
My dress came. I'm super pumped. Tonight, or today, this afternoon, I am Vivian Marie Westfall. She is a self-help guru, if you will. Cult leader. She is here for networking, to find good things, items that might be useful for her. She is also here to network, see if any of the people here might need guidance in their lives. She does have at least a passing knowledge of a lot of the people that are also investigating. When it comes to antiques, I think she's one of those customers that flies a little under the radar. Like, she's not the big dollar amount that would make people be like, that's my customer. So she doesn't get offended if Sam or Maggie may not know who she is right away. Because, she didn't buy, like, David's feet from the Parthenon or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of here looking, seeing maybe if there's a good murder knife, a nice antique, if she could just like swoop up and become the new leader of whatever group might have had these items. She's looking for things. She does have a dexterity of 20 because she's wearing heels. I don't want to hear anything of it.
And a dodge of 10.
And a dodge of 10. She's wearing heels.
Incredible.
All right.
But yeah, moving on, I believe that brings us to Adrian.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adrian. I am Sundance Kid 007 on Discord. That's the only social online I'm in right now. I am playing Sam Weinberg, a 38-year-old antique dealer who, yes, he is down on his luck at the moment. He did used to run an antique shop, but his competitors, I guess, maybe they got together to push him out of the business. So he's wearing right now a suit that's kind of like, it's kind of seen its days. It's a little threadbare. So, but he is thankful that Maggie did reach out to him because, yes, Maggie has dealt with Sam before in the past and knows that he needs a little help. So Sam is looking to meet some people, hopefully, and get back into the business as soon as he can.
And then, of course, last but not least, that brings us over to Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve, tall halfling on the socials. I've mostly been doing one-shots lately, but we're heading into the second half of an 8-shot over on the Advanced Dungeons and Intermediate Dragons channel. It's less fun. But tonight we're not in fantasy Europe. We are in the 1950s. And I'm playing Duke. Black leather jacket, slick back hair, scar across his face, tattoos up his arm. Any of you who are remotely paying attention undoubtedly heard the thunderous roar out in the street when he pulled up on his motorcycle. And he has never met any of these folks in his life.
All right. And of course, that just leaves me. I'm Andrew, your storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. Although later today, you're going to see some familiar faces, as well as tomorrow afternoon. And then you'll see me right back here for the finale for the Night at the Museum. No, we will not meet Teddy Roosevelt. I'm so sorry. But we'll meet plenty of other characters. I think we can just dive on into this. There we go. So to paint the scene a little for us, to get us in the vibe, in the mood. One by one, our investigators arrive to the auction house, the Killian Grand Auction House. Under the canopy of an inky night, your footsteps are muted by the dampened cobblestone path leading to its entrance. A low-hanging mist seems to swirl around the wrought iron gates, its tendrils curling eerily like wisps of ghostly fingers. The lamplight casts a soft, flickering glow that plays upon the faces of the attendees, revealing apprehension etched in their expressions as they mill about in their fine suits and their elegant dresses. Above the grand entrance, an ornate banner proclaims auction in bold. The words tinged with this unsettling aura that seems a little less welcoming than it should be. The building itself is a sprawling mansion, darkened windows appearing like eyes of a watchful sentinel. The air is thick with anticipation, an undercurrent of excitement intermingled with unspoken unease. As we step into the main hall, you could all hear hushed whispers spoken of dark dealings, of backstabbings, of plans. You can even see some of them glancing over at all of you as you step in, undoubtedly tearing down your image and their thoughts of you before you ever even meet. But I'm going to ask you who you think would be here first.
I think Maggie would try to arrive a little bit early because at typical auctions they have everything displayed out, you know, a lot of the stuff that they're auctioning off, so you can go in and look and see what lot number they are and everything. So she would want to arrive fairly early so she can get a lay of the land, see what things she's interested in.
And you're here to meet Sam, so I imagine the two of you are probably arriving very similar time. Then yeah, I will pass it on over, pan the camera down as your valet has pulled up to the entrance to let you out. You see Sam there waiting for you, and the scene is yours.
So Maggie steps out, and she's got like a purple, lavender-ish business coat with the white shirt under it. She's got a pencil skirt. She has a briefcase that she carries with her. So she steps out, kind of gives a nod to the valet, and sees Sam, kind of walks over to him. Hello, Sam. It's been a few years.
Hi, Maggie. Thanks again for telling me about this What kind of things do you think we're going to see in there?
It seems like they've got a little bit of everything, honestly. There's talk of something that's extra special, but I think that's kind of like they're not going to have that on the tables to look at beforehand.
If either of you feel like you would have done some digging as to what might be here beforehand, I'm happy to let you make the first rolls of the game.
I absolutely would have.
How do you think you would have gone about it? Like sweet talking your way through some charm, or just doing your own research, maybe with some occult? Physically sneaking in to try to get a peek before the auction?
I think she would be trying to use all of her connections that she has, seeing if anybody had heard anything. She knows a lot of the auctioneers on the circuit, see if they had heard anything about what was going to be in this specific auction. So what specific role that would be?
I feel like
I don't
charm works just fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
and
not very
Sam,
charming.
I don't think would have been able to figure it out since he feels like he's been frozen out of the whole business.
It's very finicky business.
Yeah.
Persuade? Persuade would work for me. 33 in the charm. Is your persuade higher?
Yes, it is.
Would a 33 have been a success?
Yes.
Okay, well then let's go with that. Yeah. 1, 2. How about
her persuade's a 45? So
would you roll a d8 for me?
yes.
7. A object called the Whispering Blade. A curved dagger with an intricate hilt adorned with odd symbols. When unsheathed, the sword seems to hum with energy. It fills its wielder's mind with whispers, guiding their strikes in battle, but is also said to possibly instill a hunger for blood and drives its wielder towards violence.
So she knows that's up for auction then?
Yep.
Okay. So did you have a chance to do any sort of research? Do you have any more connections still, or?
No, everybody's frozen me out. I mean, like some of these people that as they were coming in, you should have seen the look on their face. I mean, they're shocked to see me here.
Typical.
I'm glad you're here.
Everybody views everyone as a competitor. Do you have any sort of cash or anything to buy anything here?
I do.
Okay. I mean, sorry if that was a bit.
No, that's
I just didn't want this to be a wasted trip for you, or here's all the stuff that you can't buy.
Yeah, no, I know. You take a look at my suit and my old hat. I guess, yeah. I mean, I would question that too, but no, I have some money I've saved.
Okay. Well, maybe we should go in and see what they have out. The regular stuff.
Yes, let's do so.
And she'll lead the way up the stairs inside.
Okay. And who would be arriving next?
I think Vivian would kind of be like middle of the pack. She doesn't want to be too early because that's gauche and needy, but she doesn't want to be too late because then you've missed some valuable one-on-one time with people. and she wants to get the lay of the land a little bit.
Sure.
So she
if-
would definitely arrive and probably have a coworker or one of the gentlemen working the event escort her up, because cobblestones and heels didn't match.
of course.
It's real rough. And everybody else is muted, but you hear like the clip clop of high heels a coming.
You could, of course, get your escort up to the door, where the massive wooden entryway is already open and waiting guests. But you are given a similar treatment of these very rich folks, just watching you enter, silently judging. And then you are kind of escorted over through security, where you would see Maggie and Sam currently being patted down. Would they have confiscated anything from either of you?
Maggie does have a small hidden knife that she keeps like it's just like a small penknife kind of thing, just like self-defense that she keeps in her
Melee weapons,
pocket.
any blades, anything like that, perfectly allowed and legal. They anticipate that you may need to duel to the death for your honor,
Oh,
so of
you know.
course things like that, totally fine.
Yeah, Vivian has a hidden blade in her hair bun. It looks like a hairpin, but it's a stabby. And then she has one kind of strapped on an inside thigh in her dress in such a way that nobody should see it unless they are being very rude, in which case they will be stabbed with said knife.
Or they have express permission.
Precisely.
And Sam has a switchblade and some brass knuckles that he has hidden away on his person.
I mean, there's probably a moment for anyone that hasn't been to a place like this where, you'd see them searching someone, pull out a blade, pull out some brass knuckles, and expect them to be confiscated, but then they just hand them right back over and wish them a fortunate evening. Same goes for all of you. As Vivian is also escorted through security, we have two left. Will the two of you say that you're probably arriving at the same time?
Sure.
Duke and Quentin.
I have a feeling Duke actually arrives late. Like things are starting up and then there's a disruption. So go ahead.
So, Quentin, then.
Yes.
You are arriving. Did you drive or were you valeted here?
I think I would have been valeted. It's better for appearances.
Yeah. Stepping in, immediately put through security. Is there anything that they would find that they might confiscate?
Absolutely. They will find a revolver that I thought I was very clever about hiding.
The individual that's like patting you down, gets to that part in your jacket where the revolver is tucked away. Most people would miss it. It is very, very carefully hidden. But his eyes just glance up to meet yours. And he gives you that knowing look of, I gotta take this unless maybe someone pays me not to.
Oh, if that's an option, I will pay him not to.
How much are you paying him?
It's the 50s, right?
50s, yeah.
I have no concept of money.
Like a car, a brand new car was like $1,000, I think.
I would try and give him $20.
Absolutely. Just quickly pockets it, passes right by the revolver, gives you a smile, and waves you in.
I smile back.
The four of you, having entered with Duke on the way, arriving fashionably late, you would all step in to see that there are displays set up, glass cases just filled with various objects, a lot of books, a lot of amulets, a lot of very, very old objects that probably belong in a museum, as well as one object that really doesn't fit in any way. And the only way I can describe this is if someone tried to make a stuffed bear out of clay and fake fur, but they had no idea what a bear looked like. Someone described to them a bear, and they used that description to try to make a fake taxidermied bear. But I would also say that the four of you, either having met each other or recognize each other, either way, for the four of you, the scene is yours.
So Sam would probably try and look at that weird looking bear and see if there's any kind of information on it. Is there?
Yeah, that's immediately where Vivian would be going as well. I need to see the weird looking bear.
No rolls needed. It's really just an awfully made bear. It is ugly. It is horrific. It smells bad. But it's here.
Yeah, Maggie's keeping a distance from that. She doesn't think anybody's going to be interested in that bear.
Is there anything in like the like the item description, like was it made by somebody in this family? Is this something that is there any indication if this is being included because someone was like, oh, auction Peepaw's teddy bear, it'll get you money, and like buying it could make you a bit more viewed?
For size reference, it's about 10 feet tall.
Oh, fuck that. But still looking for that type of information.
The description it would have would say unknown. It says taxidermied bear.
Now, it's a taxidermied bear. Okay, for some reason I was thinking like teddy bear.
No, like a full, like fake taxidermied bear.
It smells bad.
It smells awful.
Is this like basement funk awful? The bear was in the rain? Or is there a servant in the bear? Like, is there dead body smell?
Musty, dusty. Just unpleasant.
Okay. I gotta move along.
How are other patrons reacting to the bear? Are the
steering clear? Steering far clear of it.
Gotcha.
I can tell you some other objects you're seeing. You would see a locket in a lead jewelry box. It is called the Locket of Despair. You would see an hourglass that is currently running, but the sand goes up instead of down.
Question about the locket. Is I assume that the lead jewelry box is open, so you can actually see what the locket is, or do they have a picture of the locket?
Okay. Yes, it is open, but the lead box comes with it.
Okay.
You have the hourglass, which the sand flows up instead of down. You have a old music box that even through the thick pane of glass, you can still kind of hear the music. As well as probably about a dozen other things that look more like knickknacks than actual artifacts.
I think Sam would head over to that old music box and put his ear towards it. And it can't be playing music. Can't be hearing it.
What would you say would be the first sad memory that would come to Sam's mind?
I think the first sad memory would be how I think he's bought like a music box for somebody in his past, former love interest where it didn't work out. So probably had his heart broken, and it's kind of reminding him of his.
It is full on physically pulling those sad memories immediately into your mind. For just a few moments, you are unable to think about much else than just that awful, sad memory.
Probably say, sort of mumble to himself, Rachel. Maggie, you should take a look at this. This music box over here. Kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, it does look really old. Can she do a I don't know, archaeology check to see how old it is? Like
Sure.
approximately.
Hey, this thing made me wicked sad. Look at
Unless hey, thanks for being a friend. You want to be sad with me? Unless there's a sign saying what year it was from, but
the sign seems to be their best guesstimate, somewhere between the 1700s and the 1800s.
okay. I would like to narrow that down a bit and see if she can recognize not the architecture of it, but like how it's made, to see if she can find like point of origin.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a 9. It seems Georgian era, probably late 1700s. It looks like it probably came from somewhere in Britain, just the designs that you're seeing. But there's also parts of it that look like they've been replaced over the years. There's pieces that they're to the point where a little too much pressure in the wrong spot would cause parts of it to just start crumbling and breaking off. There's even pieces where the painting has had to be touched up. So it really is your best guess without really having it in your hands and doing a thorough inspection of it.
So Sam's really interested in this music box. Can he appraise its value just by looking at it, or would that be
If it truly is some artifact that has some mysterious power of mournfulness to it, it's probably priceless. That's if it's
as Maggie is looking at this, does she get any sense of sadness?
Yeah. I mean, leaning in to look, you'd probably be hit with that same music, and it would pull those sad memories to your mind.
Rachel.
Rachel was my mom's name.
Oh, I was going different. Like, not that Sam was trying to woo your mother, but that, like, you had also had a dalliance. But also, Rachel could be your mother.
We are over 10 years
everyone
apart,
has dated Rachel.
Everyone who has a sad memory, Rachel.
I think at this point you would probably all hear the obnoxiously loud motorcycle pull up out front. The security is immediately just getting to their feet, going up to the door. and they're just ready.
Yeah. So Duke kind of sidles in. Immediately focuses on the security guy, looking up and down, takes a step closer, kind of nose to nose. He's as as I said before, black leather jacket, slick back hair, tattoos. The fonts and tattoos are often hard to read, so I'll leave it up to your imagination whether one of them actually says Rachel or not.
You'd definitely be met with like the just meeting your eyes, kind of looking you up and down.
It used to say Rachel. Now it says Wretch. It was a bad breakup.
Can I help you with something tonight, sir?
I understand you've got a copy of, and he mentions one of the books that's on up for auction.
We have a number of old manuscripts up for auction, yes.
He digs into a pocket. He flashes some green. Starts to walk past the security guy.
You would only be stopped to frisk you for weapons. Would they find anything on you?
He takes a long moment, kind of staring this guy in the eye. Says, "I could kill you 12 different ways with my bare hands. I don't need weapons." And then he reaches into his coat. He pulls out a 45, puts it on the table. Reaches behind him, pulls out a heavy length of chain, puts it on the table. Reaches into his back pocket, flips open a switchblade, puts that on the table. Reaches into the other side of his jacket, pulls out a sawed-off shotgun, puts that on the table. And
you understand we're going to have to take these.
We'll call it there.
You can have them back when you leave.
Wait, can he keep the chain and the knife? Melee weapons are allowed.
For most guests, yes. And begrudgingly, they would kind of slide those back over to you.
That's all right. That's all right. You're armed and I'm not. It's at least a fair fight. He walks past and goes and takes a seat.
Okay. You, of course, could all spend as much time as you'd like, just perusing the glass cases, going around. There are a number of guests that are sharing this hall with you. Would any of you have any desire to go and mingle and meet your competitors?
If Maggie recognized any of them, she would probably just go up and say hello and small chit chat stuff.
You probably recognize Samuel Grimes, the owner of the auction house. Older gentleman, early 50s, balding, a little portly, but has always been very friendly to people that come and go and buy things, and of course would love to sit and chat about all of the new things that have come through the auction house and all the interesting people he's met. And he'd probably talk your ear off until you physically said, I gotta go. I'm gonna go. I gotta go. And then just walk away.
Right. Yeah, she would go say hello to him, and knowing that he is very talkative, she would make a point to talk about the auction, like the current auction that's happening, just see if there's anything new with his auction house specifically. And then once he starts going into attire and be like, "Oh, I think I see Sam over there. I'm going to go say hi to him," and make her exit that way.
I'm gonna roll a die because I can. Anything but that. A 1. Quentin, as you are perusing, you see that everyone is starting to head to their seats. A younger gentleman, very, very like clearly sun-worn skin, someone who's probably spent a lot of time in deserts or climate like that, would just kind of speed up until the two of you are walking side by side. I don't think I recognize you. And he holds out a hand. Dr. Alden. Walter Alden.
Pleasure to meet you, Dr. Alvin. The name is Quentin Garrett.
Quentin. And were you here for anything in particular tonight?
Not for anything particular, no. Thought I would come and peruse and see if anything caught my eye. What about yourself?
Well, I'm more interested in the people than the trinkets up for sale.
Intriguing.
I find that they're far more valuable. Will you make a power roll, please?
Oh boy.
$31, that's a success. You can feel just for a moment that something tried to kind of pry into your mind and probably dig at your immediate thoughts, but your mind just shut itself off and was unsuccessful.
Okay. And am I getting like bad vibes from this guy that he is the cause of this or anything?
As you are kind of coming to realize what happened, you can see just his face kind of contorts into just a very brief grimace. And then he sighs and keeps walking and talking with you.
And if you're here to observe the people and their value, has anything caught your eye?
A few, yes. But value can drastically change depending on the situation. I'm sure we'll see everyone's value, your true value, when the time comes.
And what were you a doctor of?
Many things. Most recently, I've taken up the mantle of an archaeologist, and scholar, historian. But I wear many hats, like we all do.
We do.
I think at that, he'd give you a very low bow, turn, and go and take a seat.
I think being unsettled by that exchange, I would go and try and sit close to Duke, who seems to be the most likely person to handle himself.
Okay.
Duke gives you a smile. You notice some cracked teeth. He doesn't smell quite as bad as the bear.
Vivian, as you see the other people that you entered with have all started to go and take their seats. What is your listen score?
Ooh, it's a 25.
25. You would hear absolutely nothing, just simply watching as others are leaving, as a very mousy woman is behind you, just, excuse me? Excuse me? And just louder and louder until finally she starts to get her voice, and Excuse me. Yes.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
back here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your evening. Um, I was wondering if you knew the protocol for this event.
Well, if it's like other auctions that I've gone to, you either have a paddle or a hand. You come in, you sit down as they list off the items. They start a bid. You raise your paddle or your hand if you plan to meet or exceed the offer.
Right. Yes. Sorry. Could you repeat that last part one more time? And even though it's just the two of you, it looks like she's trying to focus on what you're saying as if there were multiple people around her all talking at the same time.
Okay. So as they list off what the item is and what makes it special, they'll typically say a number. If you plan to meet the number, raise your hand if you want the item. And then they'll go, do I hear, and increase the number a little bit. If you wish to, you can raise your hand and yell out a higher value.
Oh, yelling. Right. Okay. No. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. I know. No. Just let me handle it. Thank you so much.
Is she entirely by herself?
Yes.
Do I notice any jewelry or anything on her?
How about a spot hidden roll? That is a 99.
May I use a hero point?
Please do. Down to a 31, which is a success.
Yes.
As she's saying this, you can see that she starts fidgeting with one of her rings, and the ring looks like it kind of has a face engraved in it, but the way that she's talking, it almost looks like maybe it's a trick of the light, but as that ring is kind of twisted and fidgeted with, it's almost looks like the mouth of the ring is opening and holding the other half of the conversation.
Can I make an occult roll to see if I recognize
Absolutely.
anything about this? 29 out of 55.
Heck yeah. I mean, artifacts can have any name they want. Whoever owns it tends to just typically give things their new name. But the ring itself would be some sort of forgotten tongue artifact, basically giving its wielder the ability to understand languages, but at the cost of clearly one's own sanity.
I'm not taking the ring from her, but I'll grab her hand and put one of mine over the hand with the ring on it and go, sometimes you just need to speak from the diaphragm. And if somebody wants you to help them, they need to give you the opportunity to do so.
She would give you an actual eep and just kind of recoil the hand and thank you for everything, and then just start quickly just running off into the hall looking for her seat.
I'm going to make a mental note to keep an eye on her, like what she's planning on bidding on.
Sure.
And then just kind of pivot in my seat in such a way that, like, I can keep half an eye on her. And then notice that Quentin has also run to Daddy. He got creeped out by a doctor and was like, I need the biggest man in the jail to protect. Can I borrow your chain belt, sir? I done got skeeved out.
I
The best.
think that just leaves us with Sam, who has yet to go and find a seat.
Yeah, Sam found a seat. He saw that Maggie was going to say hi to Mr. Grimes, and Sam knows that he's a motor mouth and didn't want to get stuck in that conversation. So Sam will just find a seat and take a look around. He really doesn't want to talk to many people here because he doesn't like a lot of them anymore.
As you take your seat, kind of, waiting for Maggie, they didn't make a sound, but as you look over, you see that there is a figure sitting next to you. Very thin, wiry young man. Doesn't at all look like he fits in with the suits and the gowns and all of the fabulous attire that everyone else here is wearing. Just very plain clothes. In one hand, he holds this canvas, about like a 2 foot by 3 foot canvas. The other hand holds just like a leather satchel full of paint supplies. Could I perhaps interest you in a very, very quick portrait of yourself?
Uh, sure, I didn't think this was like a county fair or something, but what are you
Oh,
gonna do? Like a nice little cute caricature?
no, I don't do caricatures. I just paint someone the way that I see them.
Hmm. Uh,
Not always the way that people see themselves.
I mean, sure. If that's what they hired you, Grimes hired you to do this.
No, I'm here of my own volition.
All right. Do you know anybody here? Because I mean, this is kind of like a very,
I know everyone
kind of an
here.
open invitation.
Everyone here that's meant to be here, of course.
Sam's just a little taken aback by the way that this young guy is speaking. But yeah, sure. If I'll just sit here, I'm not gonna do any poses or anything. Okay.
No need. Like I said, I see you how I paint you how I see you. And
Okay.
while he's talking, he's been pulling out brush after brush, just taking very quick strokes. It's nothing fancy. It's more just interpretation than like a full, week long, beautiful portrait. You'd see a feminine figure in a dark red gown, posed up in almost kind of this lording over stance, hands out. You'd see yourself, you'd see Maggie,
Is it
you see
Rachel?
Duke, you see Quentin, you see Vivian, all of you just standing there staring up at this figure.
Uh, so this is how you see me. I mean, this is kind of I don't know half of these people that are on this painting of yours, and
Not yet. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will never happen at all. You have yourself a good auction.
sure, okay. Does he take the painting with him, or
Seems like he's going to.
yeah, hold on 1 second? How much do you want for that?
I don't accept money.
Oh, so this is just like for your private collection.
If certain things happen, you can keep it. If they don't, you'll want no reminder of today.
So Sam, he's getting a little more anxious about what this guy is saying. So he'll just keep an eye on him, and see if he goes up to any of the other people.
You get that Maggie would finally come over. You can hear her still trying to excuse herself from the conversation. Like, no, like, this is my seat. I've really gotta. I
No,
gotta go.
the auction is about to start. I really, Sam, see, Sam's here, and we have a lot to catch up on. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Grimes.
all right. After the auction, though, we'll have
yes,
drinks.
yes. Sure.
Even just losing sight of this individual for a moment, looking back to try to find him, he would be gone.
Maggie, did you see like a kid with a paint set and a canvas just now?
No, I mean, I was busy with Mr. Grimes, but why would a painter here?
Yeah, it's just some young kid he wanted to paint me or see. It was you were in the painting, and then these other two people, and then some tall
Why
feminine
was he?
figure.
Okay, why? If he was painting you, then why did he paint other people in the picture? I didn't set for me.
I wanted to pay. I wanted to pay him for it, but he refused. He said something like if something doesn't go as planned, then I could keep it. I don't know. But I don't know.
Was it at least a good? Was it at least something you could sell?
I mean, there's always a market for any of these things, you know.
Of course. No, I didn't see anyone like that.
So you got caught up with Grimes there. Why would you? You know that guy will never shut up.
I know, but he is the owner of the auction house, so it's always good to pay your dues, as it were.
Did you agree to drinks with him after?
I sort of left it nebulous. I hope that was my intention, at least.
Yeah.
If I am dragged off to drinks with him afterwards, you're coming with me, though.
No,
No, you agreed.
Okay, fine.
At that, I think you'd all be ushered to your seats. Everyone else in the auction hall would also kind of start filling in the chairs around you. All in all,
Out of
there's
curiosity,
maybe
I know
about
Quentin's on
20
one side
people.
of Duke. Who's on the other side?
It's up to you all.
I'm happy to make it an NPC. Just wondering.
It's probably not going to be me because I'm probably going to be seated in such a way where I could keep an eye on Mousy to see what
There's enough
happens with
seats
her.
that you could comfortably fit probably 2 or 3 chairs in between every single person.
And so I'm kind of keeping an eye. I'm people watching to see what people are interested in, but also specifically trying to clock what Mousy and her little friend probably want. Because also I kind of want to see the enjoyment of as she's trying to bid on stuff.
I think with that, I'm gonna pause on this music. The hall is quieted down. The whispers taper off. And you see a figure walk up and stand behind the polished wooden lectern. A decrepit looking figure. Hair that is slicked back, white, gray, almost like a bone structure that looks emaciated, like he hasn't eaten in months. Very, very sharp facial features, very sharp cheekbones, a very sharp chin. The eyes look almost a little sunken. Clearly ill or starving or both, or something else is very clearly wrong. But he walks up behind the lectern, the lights casting odd shadows from every direction. And he just stares out at the entirety of the crowd. Good evening. I do believe this is all of our guests. Now, if you... And at that, the door to the hall just opens. A masculine figure comes just strolling in, immediately followed behind by a tall, feminine figure in a flowing red gown, absolutely looking down at everyone as she walks past row after row. Hair kind of just put up into that, oh God, what's the name of that hairstyle? It's like not curly, but everything is kind of curled up into just this neat little pile of hair on top of her head.
Bun, beehive, French twist.
Doc says beehive. I trust Doc. But a cigarette in one hand, a purse in the other, just walks past each of you. Absolute disdain in her look.
I'm gonna nudge Maggie. It's a woman that was in the painting that kid drew. She was like towering over us.
Oh no, I think Karish froze. That's okay. Maggie is struck by her beauty. She walks past you and takes her seat at the very front of the auction hall. This figure who is just glaring with just hatred at being interrupted waits for her to finally take her seat. So good that you could join us, Miss Thorne. I was worried we weren't going to be graced by your presence. Now, if we're ready, would you all please pull out your pamphlets, as we are going to begin the auction. Under your chairs, you'd all see just a small little booklet. All of the auction, or all of the items that you had seen out in their glass cases, are all brought up one by one. If there's anything you all wanted to bid on, you can absolutely do so. At most, things are going for probably $600-700. Less desirable, less fancy objects probably going for about $200 to $300 range. And then you'd see the first interesting object come up. The mournful locket. A pure silver locket with a small iridescent red gemstone at its center. The glass case is opened, and the old gentleman kind of, gloves on his hands, very carefully opens it. And the entirety of the hall starts to fill with very faint whispers. Would you all make a sanity roll, please? Oh, so many dice. I see a success from Sam, a success from Quentin, a failure from Duke, a success from Vivian, and we're missing one.
Did I need to roll? Sorry, I think everyone cut out. Okay.
I was almost a 93, but that is a success for Maggie. Duke, you are the only one that failed, but you could either spend a hero point to re-roll, spend some luck to succeed, or just accept the failure.
Okay, so yeah, I rolled a 66. My sanity is 45. That would be a lot of luck.
Yeah, 21 luck.
Yeah, we can go ahead and spend, I believe, the first hero point and try this one again.
Go for it. That's a 10. That is a success. All of you managed to just focus on something else, just stare at something else in the room. Those whispers hit you all, wash over you, and eventually subside. This locket is said to contain secrets from a civilization long since dead. Do I hear any offers?
Is there a starting bid?
If none of you immediately say anything, you'd see an older gentleman hold up a paddle, bidding 150.
On how you want to do this, because I know my spending level and cash and all that is very, very small, but I assume we probably have funds for this.
Yeah. I would say that everyone, whatever your, what is it called? It's
Assets, would those be
Rating?
what we go by?
yeah, whatever your asset total would be that your character would have access to. I would say that is probably what you can spend.
Okay. So after the older gentleman bids 150, Maggie will raise up her paddle. I don't know if there's like a generic they do if you just raise it up, or
I mean, everyone,
she'll
of
raise it by
course, would
100.
follow protocol, but for the sake of the stream and to not make you all actually go through the bidding process, how much would you like to bid?
Like her max bid, or just she?
Yeah, like how high would you be willing to go if someone were like in a bidding war with you?
War. For this specific piece, she would probably bid to 250. She wouldn't go very high on the first thing.
Yeah. You could get the locket for 250. They're not going to fight you for it. And of course, you all know that these objects will be kept safe and sound behind the stage until the auction is over, and at which point you can come and collect all of your winnings. After that, we have the hourglass. When it is turned upside down, the sand flows upwards. It is said to defy the laws of nature, and rumored that if one were to master the hourglass, they could use it to manipulate time. This one would probably start at about 500.
It's a little too steep for Sam as a starting bid.
Sorry, the foggy just. For sir, has Lady in Red or Mouse made any sort of interest in either of these items?
They probably put out just some like tertiary bids.
Like little feelers,
Yeah.
but not like this is mine.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So in the midst of them, to like kind of fit in, Vivian would throw a couple of bids, but not
No intention of winning.
Not really any intention of winning right this moment. If it looks like bidding is petering out at about 1,000, she would potentially that up just so that she has a win under her a win under her record.
Yeah. If you
to
have
kind of be like-
1,100, you can absolutely win it.
So 1,100, awesome.
Yep. All right. Next up is a black cloak named the Veil of Shadows. It seems to absorb light around it. When worn, the user is said to be able to slip in and out of the shadows, evade the natural eye, and disconnect from the world around them. Let's say bidding starts at a very reasonable 200.
think I'd bid on this.
Okay. How much would you go up to?
I think I'd go up to 1,000.
Oh, okay. You definitely have competition up to that point, but if no one else is bidding, then you get it for your 1,000. Next up, the music box, the one that plays the haunting melody that draws out all of your saddest memories, starting at 400.
I think Sam would be willing to raise his paddle.
How much? How high would you be willing to go?
I think Sam would be willing to go up to 1,000.
For this, they probably wouldn't bring you up to 1,000. You're probably looking at 800 when all is said and done. And the music box is yours. Next up, a jet black 6-foot tall mirror with the surface that seems to reflect nothing but darkness. Staring into it is like an abyssal depth that is said to be able to reveal glimpses of one's future, of one's deepest fears, one's deepest desires, and possibly catch a glimpse into a otherworldly domain. Oh, that one's starting at 600. Anyone interested in bidding?
And
on
you
that?
said this is like a full-sized mirror, like a floor
Mhm.
mirror.
6
Yep.
foot, yeah.
Yeah,
Jet
no,
black mirror.
Vivian would be interested as well. What about Mousy in red?
Yes. The figure that you would hear referred to as I have to
Ms.
scroll
Thorne?
back to my name, my list of NPCs, as Clara Mercer,
Oh,
the
Clara
very mousy
Mercer.
woman, would kind of aggressively bid on this one.
How far up is she going with her bids? And have I
Advised.
noticed that she is getting like actually louder? Mercer.
No, very much like holding up the paddle, like kind of waving it a little till she's seen. Looks like she'd go up to about 1,400.
I would go to about 12 and then stop, especially if she's getting a little bit more like aggressive with it. I will back off because I don't want to break Mousy. I might need her later, especially since she knows I'm on at least a portion of her bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she'd bid up to the point where she's beating you out, and no one else seems to contest it, and she would win the mirror.
Sir, can I assist you?
Next up, the blade. The curved dagger with the hilt adorned with carvings and gemstones. That one will start at 300.
Maggie is interested.
As is Vivian.
For you know, it's my dagger.
How interested?
I think because Maggie knew about this going into it, and I feel like she has buyers that are interested in like either cultic daggers or just weapons in general.
Oh yeah, tons of buyers for it.
And she's not a huge old lady, so it's harder to carry a 6-foot mirror as opposed to a little locket and a dagger.
Sure.
So yeah, I would say Maggie's very interested.
How high you bidding?
Yeah, Maggie. How high are you bidding?
How high are you bidding? How much money?
Wouldn't you like to know? I got money, okay? I'm a cult leader. I have donations. Do you know these people believe in seed faith? Once you seed money, you get stuff.
She would go up to. Actually, first, can I do an appraisal roll on the dagger
Absolutely.
and see how much you'd be able to get out of it?
Absolutely. A hard success on your appraise roll.
Mhm.
The dagger itself is beautiful. The gems are very real. It is very short of any sort of mystical properties. This dagger is beautiful.
Mhm.
That alone, you could probably get like 1,200 for it.
She will go up to. I want to say 1,000 for now, and see if Vivian's going to fight that.
Is it possible
Mhm.
for me to either, what do I want to do? Is Red interested in this, or is it just me and Maggie having a slap fight over it?
It's just you two.
I would let Maggie have it because she's thirsty for it. And if I need it, I can buy it from her later.
Very
Because
good
it's
point.
going to someone who's probably not putting it in a private collection. And I know how much she spent on it. So I could adjust potential further conversations based on what I know from being here.
Okay.
Would you have fought me all the way up to 1,000?
Once we got to about 8 or 9 is where I would realize that you have been like, that's my rent payment, and I can also pay off credit cards and student loans. Like, no, that's my paycheck. And then I would have been like, all right, I've dealt with you in the past. I'm aware of where your shop is. If I feel the need for it, I know I can buy it from you. It's not like some of these rich fucks who are like, I'm going to buy it and put it in my shoebox in my closet and just know that I have it.
So say I spent 900 on it? Okay. Just keeping track of my assets here.
At this point, there'd be a bunch of old books and manuscripts and tomes and scrolls that would be brought out that people would kind of just throw random bids at. All of this is kind of up. It's very subjective as to what this is all really worth without knowing truly what it is that you're buying.
Are they selling the books like one by one, or is it a lot of a whole bunch of them?
Some of them are just singular books. Others are sets. It really just depends on the books themselves. Like you have an 8-book set called the Celestial Descent. You have just like journals of things that have been titled like the Lexicon of the Abyss, the Chronicles of Lost Realities, the Scroll of Phantasma Whispers, just on and on and on. Tons of books and things like these.
Yeah, there is one in particular that Duke immediately bids on and will fight whoever he needs to grab. So
They'd probably fight you up to like maybe $150.
okay, fair enough. I will point out the downside of this character is that the closest I could find to a fit was Drifter. So money is a limited resource, but 150 he can do.
And from there, everyone would kind of go back to their murmuring and their talking amongst each other as objects are, being pulled off stage, being kept in the back, sorted between who has won them. Until you see
Sam's
that
gonna-
auctioneer. Oh, go ahead.
Sam's gonna look back at the lady in red, right?
Mhm.
And see if she's disinterested or she's a little eager or.
Just think of those old like CD compilations that they used to put on the commercials where it's like Lady in Red. Just think of her.
I mean, she's bid on a few things. I hasn't really seemed interested in too much, but you can tell at this moment, as the stage is being cleared of everything else and they're getting ready to bring out something big, this is when she started to perk up and has looked around and is clearly ready to fight for whatever this is. Also, her name is Evelyn Thorne, which you all probably could have picked up from just idle chatter around you, or asking around yourselves. She is a elegant socialite known for not only extravagant parties, but also being acutely above the law, anyone's law, does whatever she wants, whenever she wants, because she has enough money to make anything happen. But that does bring us to the final item. The auctioneer returns to the stand. A small cadre of guards all bring out this massive case covered in a blanket and set it down. Excuse me, but we have one final offer for tonight's event. Something I believe some of you are very interested in. And they would rip the blanket off. And you would see this very thick glass case etched with markings from top to bottom. The entire thing either looks obsidian or lead or steel. It's kind of flows in between different materials to the point where it's hard to differentiate at points. But inside is a beautiful, pristine, amber-colored mask.
Does the writing on it, is it something that might be familiar to me?
And can I make an occult check to see if I recognize it?
That's what I was going to ask.
This would be Cthulhu Mythos,
Oh,
which
I
all
got a
of
hot
you,
0 in.
you can all add 1 point to your Cthulhu Mythos. As the entire room just fills with this incoherent whispering. I need everyone to make a sanity roll, please. Quentin, that is a failure. It looks like everyone else. No, Duke and Quentin, that is a failure from both of you.
Yeah, Duke is not good with whispers.
I like to imagine that like Duke, it's from the motorcycle. What? So like certain things pierce where he's like, I can what?
All of
Yeah,
you that
he is not used to being able to hear whispers. So, yeah.
Everyone that succeeded, I'm going to spend a villain point, so a total of 3, to have you re-roll those sanity checks, please. And a 3 from
Oh.
Vivian. Vivian is not having it.
Vivian
Oh,
might have it.
Sam!
'Cause that might be on her list. He just hears in the background, "Lady in Red."
Yeah.
Maggie and Vivian, the two of you managed to stay focused, staring at this amber-colored mask. The two of you are only going to lose 3 sanity.
All right.
Everyone that failed, however, is losing 6, and I need those of you that failed to make an intelligence roll, which you want to fail. You want to fail this. That's a success.
Quentin
That's a
super
success.
succeeds. He like not
Yeah.
quit.
Extreme success.
You ever hear the phrase "too smart for your own good"?
Duke.
Duke is, thankfully oblivious. Your mind just can't comprehend what's happening. You know it's bad, but your mind's just saying, this is above my pay grade. I'm out. I don't want any part of this. The two of you
Distracted by
that
hearing the
succeeded.
whispers, but paying attention to what they say.
Yeah, it's so weird. You're hearing it. Just that's weird enough. We don't need to dig deeper. The two of you that succeeded on those intelligence rolls, your mind is starting to comprehend what they are saying. They are calling to you. They want not only your life, but they want everyone's lives here. These voices are hungry. Quentin and Sam, would the two of you make just roll a single d10? Five. And a 3.
3 for Sam.
I'm going to hang on to that 3 for the moment. We'll get back to that one. As for the 5, Quentin, these voices are getting louder and louder and louder, and they are just driving into your brain. For the next 3 rounds, you are basically incapacitated. You are just trying to fight off these voices as they are creeping into every part of your mind, and you are just stunned. You have no choice but to sit there and just try to hang on to your sanity.
Cool.
The woman in the front, the lady in red, is absolutely enthralled by this mask. She is staring with a smile on her face. And even as the auctioneer starts to describe this object, starts to go into its history and its value, and starts talking about the hypnotic quality of its patterns and designs, her paddle is up and has bid $2,000.
Vivian bids
It's a bit too
2,500.
rich for my taste.
There's another bid for $2,500, and she quickly bumps it up to $5,000.
6.
Just
Few bags over here.
twists her head around to look at you. 10,000.
15.
Don't want to do this, I assure you.
I think I believe in myself. And the
But-
universe has told me But I
Would
need
all
it.
of you make a spot hidden roll, please? Everyone except for Quentin, because Quentin is currently just head in hands, just trying to stay a person.
You ain't hiding shit from Vivian. I got a 20 dex, but by God, I can see shit.
That is our
5 for
first
Sam.
one. That's a success from Duke, a success from Sam, and a failure from Maggie. Maggie, these whispers are just drawing your focus. What's happening around you?
Yeah, she's distracted by that, and she's also saw Sam is distracted too, since he had more of an issue with the whispers. She's not paying attention. And this is way too rich for her poor little $350 that is left.
For the rest of you, you're noticing that the armed security that had checked you in, that has been keeping an eye on everything, all of them have kind of started to sway with these voices. Very slowly, they're starting to reach for weapons, just kind of staring off in this 1,000-yard stare towards the mask. Even some of the other guests have just seemingly lost themselves and are just staring up at this mask. The tension is palpably growing. What would you all like to do?
So the spot hidden was basically to clock for me that the guards are starting to potentially draw their weapons.
That everyone around this room is preparing to escalate this into an incredible scene of violence. And in fact, Duke, because you rolled the 3 is violence on the Bout of Madness table.
Oh, that's Sam.
That's Sam, yeah.
Sam.
He just punches Maggie in the face. Just clack.
I thought we were friends.
He's over the investigator, and they explode in a spree of uncontrolled violence for 10 rounds.
Whoa!
Sam, I will leave that up to you, as these whispers are just tugging on those strings. They're tugging at the parts of you that are starting to get anxious, and seeing that weapons are being drawn, and seeing that everyone is getting ready to fight to the death for this mask. Sam?
If it'll help your decision, Sam, Maggie sees that you're distressed and she'll put her hand on you and be like, "Are you okay?" Because she doesn't see what's going on.
Sam is going to just fling Maggie's arm away and start heading up to the dais, to the mask. I'm gonna have out the switchblade.
Okay.
One man gunned down at an auction.
So before we jump to a break, I want to get a good picture of where everyone is at in this scene. We have Sam, who has just started to march up towards the front, knife out. Guns are being drawn from the outside of this room, from every armed guard that was meant to protect you. Quentin, I think at this point, those voices would subside enough that you're able to get your bearings. Notice that everyone around you is about to fight to the death. What would the rest of you be doing?
I'm in a pissing contest with Evelyn.
Oh yeah,
right
the two
now.
of you are still just going back and forth, just raising each other's bids again and again.
I am very aware that she wants that, and nothing good can come from her having it. And so also it's prison rules for socialites. You find the biggest bitch and you bring her down. And I don't think her brother, husband, or fiance are here for me to try to fuck. So I'm going after her mask.
The rest of you.
I think I bring out my gun.
And I bring out my gun.
Just more confused than anything.
other
head
guns
was-
are being drawn. You might as well.
Yeah.
Maggie, so rudely. She sees Sam going up towards the mask with his switchblade out. She's gonna stand up and probably at this point be aware, oh, there's something going on. And I think she's going to tail after him, like at a distance, like trying to stop him from doing whatever stupid thing. It's like, I did not bring you to this auction for you to go crazy. Get back. We're sitting. Get back.
Damn. Okay, first off, I didn't bring you to this auction of cursed artifacts for you to go crazy. Incorrect. That is the only reason you brought him here, is to go crazy.
What is Duke doing as everyone else seems to be jumping into action?
Okay, so did I see where they put the weapons that I turned over?
Yes, there basically just is a little office, like right off that main hall, kind of like a cashier's kiosk at like a casino.
Okay. That might be his second bit of business. His first bit of business, though, the nice thing about turning over a whole pile of weapons is that they didn't actually search him to see if they had any more. He pulls out of an ankle holster a 32, and he's going to take a shot at the mask. I realize it's got thick glass, but
Okay. Yeah, make your attack roll as you will kick off this powder keg.
okay. This is not going to go well.
Maybe it will.
That is a 6. Roll your damage.
Or it might.
Does the mask have a higher dex than I do?
At the moment, you are simply just trying to get through
My
that glass.
question. Or is the mask also wearing heels?
5. You certainly put a crack in the glass, but it is still holding firm. But with that shot ringing out, weapons are fully just drawn. Other figures start getting up to go sprint towards that mask. Others are getting up to sprint to just hide in corners of the room. Everything is about to erupt into chaos. But I would take a quick break there, give everyone a chance to prepare yourselves, grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you got to do, and we'll come back in just a few minutes as we might see everyone die very, very quickly.
Cat fight at the OK Corral continues.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, everybody.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Where we left off, shit was kicking off. A mask was revealed. The entire room started to lose their collective minds. Weapons were drawn. Sam has pulled out a knife and sprinted up towards this mask. Duke took a shot at it, cracking the protective glass, but otherwise leaving it unharmed. And I think we can just dive into some combat. As much as I love these whispers, let's put on some combat music. So, at the very top of initiative, Sam, knife in hand, there's a bullet that just whizzes over your head and cracks into that protective glass around this amber-colored mask. What would you like to do?
So if I have the time to do it, I'm just gonna grab the case that it's in and try to take it with me.
This thing took like 6 people to even just carry it out onto the stage.
So Sam will try and do that first. You know, he's in that frenzy.
Mhm.
And if he can't do that, then he's just gonna turn around and have the knife at the ready for anybody that comes up to him.
The auctioneer is up there with you, and even though he's considerably smaller than you, is trying to calm everything down, trying to bring order, sees you trying to grab the case, and has reached out to grab you to like pull you off.
Big mistake. Now I'm gonna have to try and knife him.
Go for it. He's gonna try to dodge. Not with a 77 though.
Go off or no? Oh. There we go.
And you rolled a 78. And just wild swing as he tries to dodge, but the blade itself was really in no danger of actually hitting, as he kind of just lets go and stumbles back away from you.
I'm still gonna be ready. You know,
Yeah. I mean, if you like, we could even say that as you're keeping an eye out for anyone approaching, you're just taking that knife and just jamming it into that case again and again, just trying to carve your way through.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. That would bring us, and I immediately forgot to roll to see who I wanted to act this round. Let's just roll. That's a 10, a 5, and a 4. So one of the guards is going to take a shot. Who were they shooting at? 5. Duke, you fired at this case. One of these guards just locks eyes with you, pulls out their sidearm, and is going to take a shot at you.
Okay, I know that, as I recall, you can dive for cover, but then you lose your next.
Yeah, you're basically just diving down out of sight of everything, or you could just try to dodge.
Don't think you can dodge a firearm. That's what I'm saying. You can dodge a melee, but you have to dive for cover from a firearm, and then you lose your next action.
Dodging firearms this entire time.
Okay, maybe I read wrong. In which case,
I fully believe you. It is entirely possible that I have been doing it wrong in like the 10 games that I have played. It is impossible to dodge bullets because they cannot be seen when in motion. The best your character can do is take evasive action that results in being harder to hit, aka diving for cover. You are absolutely correct. Would you like to dive for cover?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna do it. Come at me, bro.
Okay.
Sorry,
1950s.
1950s. Come at me, daddy.
I'm going to roll this with a penalty die. So that is a 40, but I'm going to roll another d10. It's still a 40, which is a success. Which means it is going to hit and do a whole 2 points of damage. A grazing shot as you are diving down. It's more of a ricochet that just kind of rips into your leg rather than a full-on, like, accurate shot. And I assume that 2 is not half of your health.
No.
Okay, perfect. Duke, from your prone position as you just got fired at, you're up.
Yeah, not very good with the gun. I got lucky last time. So I'm gonna charge up to the case, digging into a pocket, pulling out a blackjack, basically a club, and trying to do by brute force what I couldn't do with a bullet, and smack the case.
Yeah. You, of course, have Sam up there who's carving at it with a knife. And since it did take a lot of time to basically, start getting yourself up from prone, still trying to remain low as to not get shot at, we'll say that your weapon out, hopping up onto the stage next to Sam, getting ready to take a swing next round.
Okay.
What I roll for the others? I think I rolled a 3 and a 4. I rolled a 4 and a 5. Ooh, perfect. Vivian, we are going to escalate this cat off between you and Evelyn. Because Evelyn is going to turn and start casting a spell on you.
Fair.
Full on just getting to her feet. Absolutely done with this back and forth banter, seeing that there's people that are trying to steal her mask. She just looks furious. Gets up, takes a deep breath, and it looks like she just goes to scream something at you, but there is something else in that scream, words that don't make sense. Just there's something off. She's letting loose this energy that just doesn't make any sense. And I need you to make a power roll, please.
I would like to use a hero point.
Yeah, with a 94. That makes sense. So that is an 80. That is still a failure.
Nope. I'll get my taters jubbled.
And a post power roll. So she at least needs a success. And I'm going to spend a villain point, LC, because that's a 96. A 58. There we go. Much better. She is going to curse your life. And
She ain't special. I do that already.
oh wait, no. Not a D8. I need a D10. That's a D12. That's a D10. So you will lose 5 hit points. And
Mother
she would
bitch.
regain 2 of them.
Regain? Bitch ain't lose any points.
If she had lost any.
None of that. She don't get to get healthier.
Is 5 half of your health?
More than half.
I need you to make a con save, please. She looks good for being an older woman, but as she just lets loose this scream of eldritch energy, she does seem to look a little bit younger. Whereas Vivian looks a little more weathered and haggard, and it is hard for you to breathe for a moment, but you do not fall unconscious. Barely. A 43 out of 45, you do not fall unconscious. But that is her done. That brings us to Quentin.
All right. Is Dr. Alvin doing anything?
He has ducked down and is currently trying to hide under his chair.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Then I feel like I don't like the lady in front casting voodoo stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot her.
I appreciate it. I didn't care for it either.
She will absolutely try to dive for cover because she doesn't want to be shot at. 97. That's villain point, LC. I'm rolling so good right now. That's still a failure. Nope, that's still a failure. You can just take your shot as normal.
All right.
Hero point.
Well, I could just spend.
That's failure, but you could spend 4 luck.
I think I'll do that. I'll spend 4 luck.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Five.
5 damage. That bullet just hits, rips into her shoulder, blood splatters across the stage. And she still just looks furious.
Like that.
But that's you. Took the shot, still taking the scene around you. Brings us to Maggie.
Oh boy. So Maggie is hearing all of these shots going off and that scream. That was weird. I don't like that. She's still going after Sam to try to pull him down and stop whatever he is doing. But she does have her hand in her pocket grabbing at her little hidden knife thing just to have it on her. So so she gets up to Sam and just starts trying to pull him down. We're like, no, there's people shooting. Get down. That's all she's going to be doing.
Yeah, we could roll, but I don't know that in Sam's haze that you're going to have much luck physically overpowering him.
Yeah.
But still, you were there, you were trying, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Last, before Vivian, is going to be our good little mousy friend here, Clara Mercer, who is going to try to also cast a spell. We're going to try to... D6, 1, 2, 3. Quentin!
Uh-oh.
You take that shot, and then it feels like someone has just started to tug on your nerve endings. Need you to make an opposed power roll. Now I need to check her. I'm going to spend Velen point because that's ridiculous. I need to stop rolling above a freaking 80. This is a 50. You can spend a hero point if you'd like to reroll.
I would love to.
She has just a normal success. That is a 91. That's still a failure. You are dominated for this next round of combat.
Oh no.
Some people have to pay extra for that.
And she is going to ask you to shoot whoever seems to be the closest to getting their hands on that mask.
Very sorry. This is Mousy. So see if you can hear this bitch from the back of the room.
It's more like she just looked over at Quentin and is like, kind of got her hands up like she was puppeting a marionette and is just making gestures that Quentin is following. But Viv, you are the last one.
I've got a heckin' ouchie.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a thing... Can I roll medicine or occult to try to fix my ouchie? Or...
I can never remember which one. Is it first aid that is like in the heat of the moment?
I think possibly.
Yeah. First aid grants 1 hit point. It can be attempted once. With subsequent attempts constituting a pushed roll, 2 people can work together. So yeah, you can make first aid roll to try to recover a hit point.
I'm gonna try hero point again. How many hero points have we used?
I think we've used 3 or 4, but that is still a failure.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't at the moment. Fix anything.
You want to spend the 24 luck?
You know, I will spend the 24 luck.
You can recover a hit point as you just pull out like bandages, just whatever you can to try to stop the bleeding from these wounds that have just opened up across like arms and legs and your clavicle region.
Is she distracted at all?
She got shot at. So, yeah.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna kick off my shoes. Pah, pah. So now I'm barefoot, but she can't hear me go clack, 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 clack. And try to move closer to her so I could potentially do a stabbing if I need to.
Yeah. Just slap some bandages and just start sprinting up the alleyway or the little.
I like to imagine I've used my pantyhose as my first aid stuff.
Whatever works.
Or my garter, my things, my hosiery.
Top of round 2. Need some more d10s. Okay. That is just a handful of guards that are about to open fire. Sam, you are up. You are at the pedestal. You are just slamming that blade into the glass again and again. You want to just roll your damage? Because it's not like you can miss at this point.
Sure.
Two.
Yeah.
Boss has taken 7 damage. It is severely cracked.
So I think Duke was coming up. So I see Duke and I think that he's going to be a threat, but then I remember that he was in that painting. So, okay. I don't know your name.
Also
but
has like a club, I believe.
It's got a blackjack, yeah. To those of us in the 21st century, basically a club, yes.
So I look over at Duke. We have to protect this mask. We have to protect this mask. And then, if I notice, yeah, I guess I'll just be on the ready for anybody that's coming up. I think that's what makes the most sense. If is the auctioneer, is he still trying to get at me?
At the moment, he is just gonna cower. Yeah. There's enough of you up there, all armed. He doesn't really want anything to do with you.
And then I see Maggie also coming up, and I'll just like push her like to the side, behind me, sort of like just take cover here.
Sure. We have 3 guards that are gonna open fire. Just roll for who's who. That's 1 onto Sam, 1 onto Vivian, and 1 onto Quentin. You can try to dive and take cover, which is just a dodge roll to see how successful you are. Or you can simply stand, hope they miss. Which I think, Quentin, all you can do is stand and hope they miss.
I assumed.
You shove Quentin over and force him to dodge.
If you want to,
Or not
like,
Quentin,
stop-
Sam, sorry.
I
Oh,
almost
Sam,
had
absolutely you can.
almost had a 5.
Yeah, I don't think Sam would be in the right mind to dodge. I don't think that would be.
I'm wearing a gown.
Which I think he's not in the right mind. And she sees someone pointing a gun, so she's just going to try to pull him or shove him over onto the ground. Would that be a strength check then?
Yeah.
There it goes.
A 15. Yeah. You might not be knocked off your feet, but you are at least shoved out of the way enough that this shot is going to be more difficult against you. So I'll roll yours first with a penalty die, which is great because that was a 5. Becomes a 95 because you were shoved out of the way. The shot misses. On to Quentin. This is just a D100. That's a 22. That is absolutely going to hit. And on to Vivian, which is an 88, which will miss.
Woohoo!
With the one on to Quentin, that is 1 point of damage. It is a grazing shot at best. Other guards have just kind of started shooting, not quite into the crowd, but shooting with the intent of trying to get people under control. The room has entered panic. Those that aren't fleeing to try to leave are getting up and starting to run towards that altar. The guards are trying to keep people back, trying to subdue them, just throwing them to the ground, but everything is quickly devolving into chaos. Duke.
Duke is going to aim at wherever the spider webs across the glass are the thickest, probably where he shot it, possibly where it's been knifed, and take a swing with blackjack.
Yeah, no need to roll to hit. It's an immovable glass object. You can just roll damage.
Oh, got a 21 under 75. I didn't mean to roll that. Oh well.
You hit it so good. Five more damage.
Just 5.
That is enough that the glass will crack under the first blow and then just come in with one final swing, and the entire front of it just shatters and gives way. And the room just fills with whispers and callings, and it's almost intoxicating, the volume and power of these words that are calling out to each of you. I need another sanity roll from everyone.
Even Sam or no?
Yeah, because it absolutely can make things worse.
Actually passed one.
Poor Quentin. Sam and Quentin are having a time.
It's a bad day.
Everyone else is kind of holding it together. You have a goal in mind. Sam and Quentin, however, are just falling off the deep end. Everyone that passed, you only lose 1 sanity. Sam and Quentin, you lose 4. And Duke, with the mask finally freed, is there anything that you'd like to do, or are you content to pass the rest of your turn? You're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm assuming having used an action to attack, that's what I can do. So
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to just reach out and grab the mask, you could absolutely do that.
if you'd allow me, I think his instinct would be, he's got a club in his hand, see if he can break this thing and end its effect. Maybe a really bad idea, but
yeah. I mean, for the purpose of this, we'll say that you were just club in hand, scanning it to look for any sort of weakness, any sort of crack, just getting ready to wind up for the blow next round. Quentin, you had a clear directive for this one round, after which the dominance will be gone, but you must shoot at whoever is closest to obtaining the mask.
Which would be Duke.
Which would be Duke.
All right. I will fire.
Duke, I assume that you are not in any sort of position to notice this and try to dive for cover.
Yeah. Oblivious.
So yeah, good. Let's reload your weapon, because you definitely would have gone to this with a fully loaded weapon.
Thank you. I was confused.
There you go. Now you can make your shot. 60%. Great odds, because that's a 2. That is an extreme success. That's really bad. Roll your damage, please. That is 8 points of damage
I'm so sorry.
to Duke. A
That's
shot just
impressive.
embeds itself into your back. Blood just splatters across the front of this case. I assume that 8 is at least half your hit points.
Half of my remaining hit points, definitely. Half of
I
my
need
original. Yes.
I need a con roll, please. $17. You are fine. Well, not fine, but you're remaining conscious. You are remaining focused. Someone just shot you, but you need to destroy this mask. And Quentin, you were released from that compulsion to shoot your ally, and you're free to move and act on your own. If there's anything else you'd like to do.
I don't think there is, because I'm unaware of what caused me to have that compulsion, right?
There's so much chaos
Yeah.
around you that it could have been anything.
Yeah, then I don't think there's anything I do besides just figuring out what to shoot next.
Brings us to Maggie.
Maggie.
Everyone on stage is just being fired at this point. Bullets are just soaring in every direction. There's just this cacophony of firearms going off all around you. And the mask is free.
Great. She doesn't care. Like a clear view to like the back room of where they store all of the stuff that was already sold.
You can see the door.
She's going to try to drag Sam towards that door. Because, you know, if nothing else, there's cool shit in there. And a knife that I bought and paid for.
Sam, are you allowing yourself to be dragged away from what might be the most powerful artifact in this building?
Not at all. Not at all. I
Is
am
that opposing strength checks?
Yeah, probably right.
What's your respective strength scores?
50.
75.
Wow, Maggie is strong.
Yes.
Yeah, you can roll them, or narratively, you can say that the two of you kind of just get into this struggling, tugging match of trying to be pulled off stage, but you're trying to stay.
I don't care. Either way is good with me. I can roll for it and see. Since he's got like possessive strength, it'd make sense if she does fail. Oh,
I think
tried
at
to
the-
roll it.
Roll for it.
Yeah, at the very least, we can roll for it and see what the dice think.
I mean, like, you
That's a 7 from Sam and a 63 from Maggie.
Still success.
It's a success versus an extreme success.
he's got that kid toddler mid tantrum strength. No!
The mask.
She's like
is
trying
free.
to drag him.
Like, you probably get Sam drugged back about a foot or two, and then he's just stepping back forward towards this mask, towards this whisper, this call of power.
Mask, Maggie, the mask. We have to get the mask.
No, the mask doesn't matter. We need to get. Do you not see the guards and everyone shooting us? Did you not just see what that man happened? She points to Duke, who has bullet holes in him.
It's only ever been the mask. It's only ever been the mask. This is what I need. This is what I need to get back.
No! You need your life to get back! If you're dead, you don't get your life back at all. And that'll be your
That brings us down to Vivian, last but not least.
Okay. I'm going to stay low. But while staying low, I am going to haul ass to the stage. and the mask.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping if I'm staying low, people don't necessarily see me. I have a question
Mhm.
as well. Hold on one second. Sent you a question.
I think that would be difficult as there are people that are actively in the process of trying to strike and destroy it.
Okay. I'm gonna haul ass to where the case is and try to get up there. And if possible, I want to yoink it. I want to try to sleight of hand it out of the case.
I think it would be less sleight of hand and more probably opposed dexterity between you and Duke.
Oh goddamn. Well, Duke's been shot twice. Maybe I got luck. Shit. Let's try it.
An 86 from Vivian and a 36 from Duke.
Hero point?
Yeah.
Or at this point, would it be a villain point for me to try to?
Still a 59.
Fuck.
You were trying to climb up, trying to reach past Duke to get to the mask, but he's a large guy. He is
There's
kind of
too
like
much
pushing
body.
everyone back. Yeah. Just
But am I at
trying
least-
to aim and get that swing.
Am I at least closer to the mask than the lady in red is?
Absolutely, you are.
Fucking yes. Suck it, Evelyn. Suck it long and suck it hard.
Top of round 3 and need my d10s. That's only one security guard this time and 2 normal guests. Top of initiative is back to Sam.
Okay, so Sam sees the mask and he's gonna try and grab it.
I
Yeah.
am still holding onto you.
So we do another strength opposed.
Yeah, go for it.
So Maggie and Sam are doing opposing strength to see if we can get back to the case.
Want a hero point that, Sam?
Yes, I will.
We got a hard success from Maggie. Ah, 71. You are trying to fight, trying to reach, but Maggie just has a firm grip and is just pulling you back away from it.
God damn it, Maggie!
You are not going to die on a mask!
You still have an action. If you would like to throw something, to shoot something, to...
Throw Maggie!
I'm not strong enough to throw her, apparently.
You might.
Man. Ooh. I know, I definitely would try to smack her hand away.
Make a
Brawl?
brawling roll.
Brawl?
At the very least, that will just break her grip on you.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is a 3.
Maggie, how many hit points do you have?
Fine.
Maggie, do you want to dodge or do you want to fight back to try to maintain your grip?
I would like to fight back.
So you
Um,
need a 1.
that's
Yeah.
fine. I believe in the heart of the cards.
The only roll that would succeed is a 1.
Is that just a brawl?
Yep, just a brawl from you.
Yeah, it's got a 1 in it. I got close.
While that is a success, that's not going to beat the extreme success from Sam. I would even say that in your fit of rage, you'd probably deal 1 damage to Maggie as you're just trying to, break the grip, but end up just a soaring fist just comes back and clocks her.
By accident.
My nose! Won't you hit me in the face?
But you're free and you're able to just clamber forward, just getting in this pile of people that's trying to reach for the mask. There's 1 guard that gets to go. Roll the die. Maggie, it's not your day. I'm gonna take a shot at you.
He's gonna end the domestic dispute by shooting one of the combatants. Don't do it!
That's a 7.
Get down, Maggie! Get down!
Realistically, she would not see somebody shooting at her because she was in the scuffle with Sam, so she would not see. Be aware.
To be fair, if you got bopped in the nose, you would close your eyes and rear back.
1 whole point of damage. It doesn't even look like they were shooting at you. It's more like they were just kind of firing, and it just happened to glance you.
They could have been shooting at Sam. It got you instead.
Yeah.
Could have been. But that's it. We're over to Duke. Duke, there are multiple hands that are trying to reach past you to get to this mask, but at the moment you have them all at bay.
Okay. Steve is thinking, break this thing. Duke is kind of torn. I'm gonna make an intelligence roll and see what he does. Oh my. Okay, so that's a fail. RPGs are all about making bad choices. He's going to grab the mask and put it on.
I need a power roll, please.
My plan!
Oh.
Would you like to spend a hero point on that failure?
Yeah, I think that might be wise.
That's a 4. You went from an 85 to a 4. We'll go good news first. Good news, you can add 2 points to your Cthulhu mythos.
Everyone or just him?
Okay.
Just him. You're also going to lose 3 points of sanity. The mask, the moment it touches your face, it just opens the existence of worlds beyond our comprehending. Things that don't make sense, that should never make sense to mortals. Words and phrases and languages that haven't been heard by human ears in who knows how many millennia, but they just are pouring into your brain. You have control at the moment. There's no guarantee it'll stay that way. But what are you trying to do?
Do I have any sense of what I can do?
A lot more than you could before. Your full potential is kind of up to your imagination.
Okay, he's going to turn to the room and just bellow, stop. Hoping to get through to any people he can.
There are people that were trying to flee the room that have kind of just slowed and are just backing up to the wall. The guards that have just kind of been firing indiscriminately have turned to look at you. Weapons still out, but just holding firm. Evelyn from the front row, maybe 8 feet from where you stand, just starts screaming, "How dare you? You have no idea what that is. You give it to me now." Would you even dignify this with response, or are you ignoring her?
Um, I turn to her. I hesitate for just a second, and in a voice that does not sound quite like the Duke that you've heard until this point, silence.
So for the moment, for the foreseeable future, let's roll you. Your strength is temporarily increased by 9. And we'll just leave it at that. And she does stop. You can tell she's just staring. You can tell she's scheming, just thinking of some way to get out of this situation ahead. But I'm going to ask the rest of you. Duke is standing there, amber mask just firmly fused to his face. Many of you are bleeding. You have been shot or stabbed. What are you all doing?
I think Quentin is going to try and make it for the back room now.
Maggie's headed that way too. She's like, you know what? Sam can go. Whatever. I tried.
No one would stop the two of you.
I want my hourglass, which is in the back room.
No one would stop you.
And I want that mask.
Oh!
And I don't know. I have to. 10 rounds. 10 rounds. So I don't know, is Duke distracted because he was speaking to the lady in red? Maybe I could stab him in the back, the switchblade.
You could absolutely go for the stab. I will leave it up to Duke as to whether or not you would like to try to dodge this and or fight back.
Dodge, I think. I don't think he has enough wherewithal to fight back in the moment.
Yeah. Brawl versus dodge.
Yeah,
That's a
94 is not good.
94 from Duke. And an 18 from Sam.
Do damage, right?
Yeah. For 4 points of damage. Duke, how are you looking?
That depends. Was just glancing at the book. It describes heavy leather as armor 1. Would you agree with that for a Baker jacket?
For a blade, for a weapon like a switchblade, I would say so, yeah.
Then I am still up.
A blade is just buried into your back. Although your physical body is feeling the pain, your mind is so disconnected that just the idea of pain seems like a foreign concept. Everyone else has leapt off of this stand and has started to sprint for the back rooms. The room is starting to empty as people are finally getting the chance to flee. And it's just the two of you left there. On that stage, staring each other down.
Should I stab again, or is Evelyn doing anything? The lady in red.
No, Evelyn is sitting and waiting. This is perfect. This is what she wanted. She wants one of you to die.
Yeah, I mean, I would use the switchblade again, pull it out, and stab it back in.
Duke, if there's something you'd like to do, now's your chance.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a club in my hand. I don't completely process the pain from the knife, but I know that somebody had the gall to try to strike me. And I take a swing.
Yeah. Sam, you can either dodge or fight back.
I am going to use luck on that.
Typically,
I'm going to go ahead and
in
use
Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, that's right. No.
Typically, you can't spend luck in combat, but for this event, we have mitigated that rule, so you absolutely can spend luck in combat.
So I'll spend luck then to make that a success.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend a hero point.
Go for it. It is a success. So when you roll to fight back, you do have a chance of just hitting them in return, but you do have to beat their level of success. In this case, you both rolled a regular success, so Duke's attack does connect. So Duke, roll your damage. Ooh. 8 points of damage from a club that just comes crashing down onto Sam. Sam, how you looking?
Oh, well, that took out more than half of my HP.
Con save, please.
Con's pretty good. Let's
see. 80%. You're not fine. Wow, that's a 94.
I am gonna 94. Okay.
So it'll be 14 points of luck.
I'll use another 14 points of luck.
You are still conscious. That club just comes crashing down into your temple. The two of you barely standing, just that mask in between you, urging both of you on to fight. Fight for me. Fight for this mask. Fight for the power I can give you. Sam, it would be back to you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stab.
And Duke, you can either dodge or try to brawl back.
So, wait, if I spend my luck,
you would need to spend 49 points of luck in order to do that.
Not happening.
I'm going to hand it over to the two of you narratively. Sam, as you are trying to stab out with this switchblade, and Duke, you heft this club one last time. What does this scene look like? As Sam will unfortunately meet an end.
I think Duke catches his wrist and pries the switchblade out of his hand and uses that instead of the club.
Just go to take that stab. Your hand is caught in this inhuman strength. The wrist just wrenched until the switchblade is dropped. And it just comes stabbing back up into the rib cage. Sam, in your final moments, what would you like to say or do?
Damn it, Maggie, the mask! Why? Why did you leave me? And then
with
and one last Rachel. Where is she?
with that, Sam will collapse onto this stage, bleeding profusely. But if medical help could get to you fast enough, it is possible that they could save your life. I'm
I
gonna
got into
pan
my
the camera back to everyone that ran behind stage. The three of you get back there to see that there's about a dozen people that have started just opening crates, just pulling things out, stuffing them into pockets. They're just in a mad looting spree.
Do I see my locket or my blade?
Make a spot hidden roll, please.
Not very good at that.
Do I do that also for the hourglass?
Yeah, go for it. A 22, it's a success from Maggie, a failure from Vivian, and a success from Quentin. Vivian, unless you want to spend a hero point or 32 points of luck.
Don't have 32 points of luck, but I will spend a hero point if possible.
Yeah, go for it. That is still a failure with a 37. Vivian, it is chaos back here. You're just trying to find a eldritch needle in a haystack as people are just looting anything they can get your hands on. The other two of you do see the objects that you bought.
I'll go try and retrieve it.
Yeah, same. She'll go get her stuff.
The moment that it looks like anyone has come to claim anything, the looters would immediately just back off. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to fight. They just want to grab shit and leave.
If they clear out a bit, is it possible that I can see?
Make a luck roll, please. Let's see if they just yoinked your stuff.
Just yours.
You have a 6% luck?
I don't know. Oh no, I had 30 points and then I changed it
Did you
because I used
spend it?
I used my luck points. Remember? Because I was hurt.
Yep.
So yeah, I had a 6% luck.
Anything that you bought, anything that you might be looking for is
Fucking
gone.
Shit, is there anything useful left over?
There's books, there's amulets of unknown origin, coins,
Music
jewelry.
box.
What's this? Nobody bought the scroll of like dissonant whispers or whatever, did they?
I mean, pretty much everything was bought, but it is all sitting back here. The scroll of phantasmal whispers.
I am looking. I'm gonna try to look for either something that screams spells what inside, like the forces beyond your ken, or phantasmal whispers.
Yeah, you would see that scroll is within your reach. If you want to simply grab it, open it, and start reading, you can absolutely do so.
Doing it.
How many magic points do you have?
11.
11. It is going to consume all 11.
Uh-oh.
And an additional 6 sanity. And I need an intelligence roll.
Hold on one second.
As you open that scroll, start reading words that your brain is just refusing to comprehend, but it is still just causing the page to start to smoke. And bits of it are starting to crack and light on fire.
Hero point that.
Do we have to use hero points if you're pushing a roll, though?
That's good. You want to fail.
Oh, never mind then. Disregard the 75.
Disregard that hero point. You want to fail this. While you are reading it, you are unleashing the magic, but your brain can't comprehend what you're saying. Your mouth is saying some incantation. None of the rest of your body is keeping up with what's happening. And it is just going to pulse out with magic. Everyone else, including Duke from the stage, is going to lose 3 points of sanity.
I'd also like Evelyn to
Vivian?
lose 3 points of sanity.
Oh,
if
everyone in
possible.
this building is losing sanity.
Just
You just unleashed an unholy curse on this building.
Vivian.
fuck you, Evelyn.
You do also lose the 3 additional sanity.
Duke is indefinitely insane.
I think that is very accurate with with what Duke has done.
I mean, you've put
Just,
on a mask.
that adds up to the 1/5 of my starting. So, mechanically speaking.
Yeah.
Same for
Not
Quentin.
only that, but you struck down someone who was friendly, may not have been a friend, but you did strike someone down. You have been shot at. You've seen people die. There's voices in your head now. I think indefinitely insane is an apt description.
For Dukes, it's probably a little bit of like murderer, 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 murderer.
So
Quentin,
while
you are
Yes.
hit by that wave of fear, but otherwise you're able to grab. What are you grabbing?
I think just the cloak. I think just what he bought. I think I'm going to put it on and try and get out.
Power roll, please. $45. That's a success. You put on the cloak, and it immediately starts to just sift through your memories. It starts trying to erase who you are, not only just from your perspective, but it tries to pull you out of existence from people's minds, the people that you know and have met, but you are fighting against it in this kind of stalemate.
Okay.
You'll stealth so good.
It's less of like you have to stick to shadows and sneak around, and more that people just forget that they saw you.
Oh, that's great.
Your presence there just is erased from people's minds.
I like that. Yeah, I'll try and get out.
If you wanted to escape, the door is there. You can just slip out.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he just gets out with what he came for.
Maggie and Vivian are there. Vivian has a scroll open that is now smoking in like purple fire and is just spouting nonsense. Maggie, what are you grabbing?
I'm going to grab the locket, the whispering blade, and because she doesn't think Sam, like she doesn't know that Sam's dead, but she saw his intent and she's like, you know what? I'm going to grab his music box. I'll hold on to it for him. If nothing else.
This will be the new saddest memory you have.
But yeah, because she's like, he's so enamored with that. Like, who knows what's gonna go? I'll hold on to it for him. And so she'll grab those. Do I need to do a spot hidden to see if that's still around?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So, that's fine.
Yeah. You have your objects, you have the music box. You swear there was someone else back here with you. You see Vivian.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone else that came back with you, but
whatever, it's fine. There's
whoever
lots
they
of
were.
people around.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
No, she's just going to GTFO. Like, she's got her stuff. I'm sure Mr. Grimes will contact me about payment after all of that gets done with. But, I want to make sure that I can recoup my losses.
You also headed for the back door?
Yes.
There's, looters that have just been pouring out of this door. you go to step out, and some figure that you don't recognize, that it's weird. You can't even really see their face as they just kind of push past you and head out into the street. And you are immediately behind. Unless there's anything else the two of you would like to do, you are gone and you are safe.
With that being said, no, I don't. I want to survive. No, Maggie would have one last look just to see if past the mass of people if she could even see Sam up on stage, which I don't
You would
think
see
from that.
Sam's body just sprawled out on the stage.
They were acquaintances and, dare I say, friends, but they weren't that friendly for her to go back and risk her life.
Not worth dying over.
Nope. Yeah, so she'll be like, well, that sucks. I have his music box, though, so, maybe, I don't know if she would know enough about his family or whatever, but yeah, she'll have that one last look. Sad memory for the little music box, and then go.
Duke. Everyone else in this room has either fled or lies on the ground, bleeding and motionless. Other than Evelyn. The two of you just have a moment of staring at each other. She will hold a hand up to you as if asking you to help pull her up onto the stage.
Duke is going to walk past her, ignore her presence as if she was wearing the cloak, and his intent, to the extent that he is capable of forming one, is to go and get his sawed-off shotgun, and then come back and have a conversation with her.
Yeah. I mean, stepping off the stage, I think at this point, Duke is so gone that you'd hear gunshots go off. Your physical body would react to bullets just ripping into you, just into shoulders, chest shots, leg shots. None of it matters. You are just calmly walking back towards where they confiscated all of your gear. You see that windows have been busted out. Those display cases lie in tatters, glasses shattered everywhere. There's something out on the street that is now on fire. But again, none of that matters. You have all of your weaponry lying there.
Okay, so you described bullets ripping into me. Are those actual wounds we need to deal with HP from? Because I'm on the edge.
I mean, it is damage that your physical body is sustaining, but you no longer need the physical body
Okay,
to go on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In which case, he comes back to Evelyn and pulls up the shotgun at point blank range and fires both barrels. And
all the while, you can see that she's just plotting. She's trying to get close enough to you for something. Would you make a power roll as you step up, start to level that shotgun?
31 under 45.
31. Unless she can roll incredibly low, which she did. Would you like to spend a hero point because you need at least a hard success to tie?
Tell you what, at this point in the game, I'm going to go ahead and spend 30 points of luck and buy myself a 1.
Gonna make that a 1.
Metal.
She tries to connect to the mask, tries to pull whatever entity is in this out, try to harness its power. But there's just this moment where, as she's digging in with what magic she has access to, that something from the mask reaches out, grabs onto both of her hands, and just kind of pulls until she's just standing there, arms just to either side. You can tell that she's straining against the pressure on her shoulder joints. And you are free to take your shot. She can't exactly dodge. I believe this is just an auto hit.
Okay. In which case, looking it up.
I think it's like 1d10 plus 4 or something.
No. Sawed-off shotgun is nasty. At 5 yards distance, it does 4d6.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Personality right out the back of her head. Boom.
12 points of damage. That shot just rips into her. And it's not blood that starts pouring out. It's just this gray-greenish ichor. And she again screams at you, trying to force her magic into this mask, but to no avail. She's being held firm. Very quickly starts to just go woozy. Inhales to take another scream at you, and just collapses. Vivian, you are the only other person left in this building.
I'm going to look down, leave whatever book Duke would have bought or wanted, grab whatever books could potentially have any power for me, and just walk out the back door. That is officially not my problem. Especially if I heard Evelyn screaming, I have a moment of and just
Would you
walk
make a
on out.
power roll to stop chanting at the scroll?
I had thought I'd gotten to the end of the scroll at this point.
I mean, well, that's failure.
How long is this scroll? Am I just like
Infinite. It
Oh.
just goes. You will be here until your body withers away and decays.
Then I will use a hero point to see if I can
Okay.
stop.
Not with a 66. You are going to lose 8 points of sanity.
There. Sorry, I had to do mental math.
And I will give you one last opportunity for a power roll before you are just stuck here, spouting madness into this world.
Nine.
That is a 9. That is a extreme success. You finally manage to tear your eyes away from it and just drop it, where the entire thing just combusts into flames and turns to ash. You hear Evelyn scream, have that moment of satisfaction, and then can just start grabbing things and just book
I
it
grab
to the
a-
back door.
I grab a couple of things that like have plausible deniability. It's like I didn't buy them, but also my item is gone.
Yeah, it's only fair.
It's only fair. Just kind of wander on out. Don't even Duke's doing his thing. Perfectly fine. Back door. as I get closer to the door, I'll pick up the pace like, ah! I blend in with the crowd. Oh my god!
Then I think I only have one question left, and it's for Duke. This building is evacuated. The only beings left here are dead. What would your next move be?
Okay. Duke walks into the back room where you know where the artifacts had been, and the book he came here for is sitting there, and he stares at it for a long moment and kind of cocks his head to the side. He came here for that book to understand what happened to his best friend in the world, who was destroyed by a monster of some sort he's not been able to identify. Whatever last scraps of Duke are left still want to know. He cocks his head to the side and he walks past it. And as he does, he also walks past the mirror. And he doesn't notice, but we see, like, through his eyes, the same creature he was just thinking about is what he's become as he heads off into the night.
Our camera sits there for a moment, watching Duke, or whatever Duke has become, just casually strolling through these artifacts. Everyone you pass by kind of flares to life and then dies off. Even after you pass by the mirror, there's still a figure standing there. A figure shrouded in mist, with two glowing red eyes, that just kind of stands there and watches. And smiles. And I think for a long while, Duke would disappear. You've a greater purpose now. It's not here. It's not now. But you know when and where, and you'll be there. Those of you that survived would probably have to lie low for a while. Your names and faces probably not exactly welcome in some of these establishments, at least not for till people start to forget what happened.
Oh, I would return to pay. Like, I would make sure that the auction house got paid.
Even then, you were survivors in what was otherwise a massacre. And they're not exactly keen on that kind of publicity. But of course, what you did walk away with, if you decide to sell, would be worth a small fortune.
Well, I think with the way my sanity is, I might be reading those books to see if I found anything, and then potentially selling them after I've had the knowledge in my head.
Mm-hmm. And poor Sam, driven to violence, driven to a bloodthirsty urge to get this mask, ultimately leading in his demise. Body never to be recovered by officials. One of the just dozens that disappeared when this building was cleaned. And on that very happy note, I think that's where we can bring this game of Call of Cthulhu to a close.
I lived! I think it's one of 2 games I've lived of yours.
I can definitely say that when I designed this one-shot, I said, this is what's going to happen. I don't know what the players are going to do, but they're going to do something interesting, and we sure did.
Oh, Duke got to that mask before me by like ooh. That was going on Vivian. If that, oh,
Duke also almost died to a knife in the back.
Yes.
times.
If it wasn't for
Matt-
that leather jacket.
Anyways, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everyone for supporting us. Again, this stream was for charity. This is to support the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So any donations that we receive go straight to them. You can also use it to support the game by either buying the villain points, by buying the hero's hero points. But also, every $10 you donate does get your name added to a drawing at the end of the week, which is tomorrow, where we have a bunch of prizes like some hand-drawn busts and portraits of any character art that you want from the very talented Kuma or the Cyberella Draws. We also have a box set of Delta Green, which is the GM's book and the player's guide. It's a beautiful box set. We also have Call of Cthulhu starter set and a big old D20 designed by hand with love from our very own Ling, aka Needmore_dice on Twitter. We just have a bunch of really cool stuff. So that's all I got. I'm gonna go around one more time, have everyone tell you who they are and where you can find them on the internet. We'll go same order we did intros. So first up is Karish.
Hi, I'm Karish. I lived. Yeah. And you can find me over on Twitter and here on Twitch at Karish Valendar. I do a lot of stuff. I don't really know what I have coming up soon. Not much. I'm here. You can actually catch me here every other Tuesday. So next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, as part of the Orbital Blues campaign. So we can go see her try to make friends with the very grouchy Turk character. So, you can also catch me over on Paths and Dragons. We may be doing Monster of the Week this Friday. I don't know. That's still kind of up in the air. Other than that, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing this month. For the owner later on in September, but yeah.
But yeah, you lived. I didn't know who or if anyone was gonna live from this game, but it was perfectly low.
I did have to think. I'm like, how much sacrifice is Maggie willing to do for Sam? And I'm like, you know what? I don't think she would help him. She would not absolutely risk her life for him.
You tried. That's what matters.
I tried. That's what counts.
But over Sean.
My name is Sean. You can find me on Twitter at the Sidion. That's the SCIDION. And that's pretty much the only place I exist on the internet. This is my first streamed game, so thank goodness I lived.
First stream ever, or just
first stream ever. So thanks to all of you for
It's so good.
Awesome. Yeah, you were fantastic.
Oh, thank you. You all made a great experience, so thank you for that, and thank you for everyone watching. And yeah, that's it.
Heck yeah. Over to Joanne.
Hi, I'm Joanne. Sorry, I was putting my donation in for the thingy. I am Lil Blaine Fufu on Twitch. Remember, FOO instead of FUFU. Monday, I will be playing Stray Gods on stream. I also play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Tomorrow, I will be here for Regency Cthulhu. Maybe then I will be evil. Maybe I won't. We don't know. And then, yeah, I think that's it currently.
For now, till next month's schedule comes out.
Until next month's schedule comes out.
All right, brings us over to Adrian.
So yes, my name's Adrian. I'm on Discord, Sundance Kid 007, and I played Sam. School is starting back up, so I'm not going to be streaming this next month. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody here that made the game lots of fun. Hoop, thank you so much. And I'd like to think that Maggie keeps the music box.
Oh, she absolutely does.
Okay, so then the memory of Sam is going to haunt Maggie for a good while.
True friendship right there.
Yeah.
In my head, the headcanon there was that in Sam's dying moments, that memory box like called out to his spirit and offered respite, and now Sam's spirit is trapped in that music box with you
I like that.
forever. Yeah, and that brings us over to Steve.
Yeah, I'm Steve, tall halfling on the socials. It's my second time dying on one of Hoop's streams.
I don't think you died.
It's a
You
sort of
ascended.
I'm not actually sure
You
if I died or not.
ascended.
Something like that.
Defend,
At any rate,
depends.
tall halfling on the socials. Tomorrow I'll be doing part 6 of 8 of a steampunk meets medieval mini campaign on the Advanced Dungeons Intermediate Dragons channel, and just being grateful that I'm having a better day than Duke is.
We can all be grateful of that. That just leaves me, of course. I have been Andrew, your keeper for tonight's game, and for most games around here, although this afternoon we're going to have a guest GM, which I'm very excited for, as well as tomorrow afternoon-ish, we'll have another guest GM, and then I will be topping this event off with our finale game tomorrow evening. So excited, so ready for this. This has been an amazing week. We are so close to $1,000. It is crazy. Just I love all you people. You're all amazing. This event has been awesome. Let's finish off strong. That's all I got. I'm not going to throw a raid because we're just going to be back right here in just a couple hours. So hang out, and we'll be back with some more Cthulhu. Yeah.
Eat and hydrate.
Yeah. All right. Elsie, take us away.
Bye.